They told you that age defines attraction. But if desire truly followed calendars, why do we still see connections that defy every expectation? Why does the spark burn brightest when logic says it shouldn't? The truth, presence, speaks louder than numbers, Marcus Aurelius said. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. In relationships, the quality of your presence shapes desire far more than the date on your ID. Many men silence themselves because of judgment. Friends whisper, family mocks, society calls it desperate or predatory, and so you shrink. You try to make it acceptable, and in the process, you suffocate the very energy that made the connection alive. The truth is this: age gaps don't automatically define weakness or exploitation, they magnify motives. If you step into them with neediness, secrecy, and fantasy, they devour you. But when you bring confidence, discipline, and clarity, the dynamic becomes magnetic. Attraction has never been about birthdays, it has always been about polarity, Seneca said. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The imagination of society breeds shame. The reality is that desire responds to strength. Jeff, 55. A photographer in San Diego met Maya, 32, a designer fueled by adrenaline and coffee. Everyone had an opinion, but Jeff didn't bend. He stayed grounded in training, routines, standards. What drew Maya wasn't the number on his license, it was his steadiness. She felt he would remain the same with or without her. That gravity allowed her to relax in ways her peers never could. Now flip it. Alina, 46, a physician hardened by years of posturing men. She meets Noah, 35, an engineer who doesn't fake maturity or chase validation. He respects time, speaks what he means, his conviction, not his youth, captured her. His steadiness woke up her softness. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Noah embodied this. Secrecy breeds shame, and shame destroys polarity. Clarity creates oxygen. Discipline keeps attraction alive. Protect your sleep, health, schedule, financial frame. When timelines clash, resentment follows. Honest conversations about goals, children, money, and freedom are non-negotiable. Desire might ignore age, but time does not. Attraction rewards grounded men and exposes everyone else. If you hold your center, you can be magnetic at 55. More than most men at 25, lose it, and you're forgettable at any age. Stop arguing with biology. Align with it. Let presence lead. Let numbers be a footnote. Say it with me. I rise above age. Younger women are not drawn to money or status as much as most men assume. What they crave is certainty. In a world that is fast, loud, and chaotic, your calm direction is what makes her body relax. Doubt makes her guard rise. Certainty signals safety, and safety unlocks desire. Certainty is not volume or control. It is the quiet conviction of knowing who you are and where you are going. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." A man who lives this truth does not outsource his choices. He invites her into a life with spine and rhythm. In age gap dynamics, this steadiness matters even more. Numbers magnify motives. If you chase validation, she resists. If you lead yourself, she softens. Certainty means protecting your frame, your time, your health, your work, your standards. You do not trade them for attention. You speak intentions. Early, you set pace and boundaries in the light, not in secrecy. As Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Shame grows in darkness. Certainty destroys it. We'll lose people who were there for the wrong reasons, and that is good. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." If your mind is frantic, your energy will be frantic. If your thoughts are ordered by purpose, your presence will be calm. That calmness is what youth tests for. She pushes and delays, not always to be difficult, but to feel whether your center holds when she does not reward you. Do not confuse certainty with rigidity. Rigidity is fear and armor. Certainty is flexible, but unshakable. You can listen without collapsing. You can adjust without losing yourself. You can disagree without turning cold. That balance is rare, which is why it is magnetic. It makes a woman feel both excitement and safety. Many men mistake gifts and favors for certainty. That is not leadership, that is performance. Certainty is simple. Keeping promises, showing up on time, walking away when respect disappears. Youth does not need your noise. Youth needs your certainty. Lead with clarity, discipline, and purpose, and attraction will align with time instead of fighting it. Lay it with me. I bring certainty. An experienced woman has seen performances before: money, status, charm, even polite silence. None of that moves her. What she longs for is edge. Not aggression, not arrogance, but the courage to hold steady when attraction gets loud. Edge means clear direction, firm boundaries, and calm leadership. It is what keeps chemistry from collapsing into chaos. A man with edge is not rattled by teasing, silence, or delay. He stays grounded. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Take Chris, 37, a software engineer. He dated Ava, 48, a creative director. She tested him arriving late, teasing sharply, going quiet. Chris never scolded or chased. He reset the time, kept his tone even, and stayed present. That steadiness revealed his edge. Ava respected it because it let her relax into her femininity without feeling she had to lead. Older experience demands. This balance is too soft, and she must steer, which kills desire. Too hard, and she shields herself, which kills trust. Edge sits in the middle, open but not available for disrespect, warm but not bendable. As Seneca said, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Edge is forged in trials, not in talk. Your edge also protects motives. In age gap dynamics, fantasy can pollute fast. Edge filters out secrecy and neediness. Move with pace, set intentions early, protect your time, health, and money. Do not buy affection, you invest only when there is reciprocity. When resentment appears, you listen. You do not explain standards. You demonstrate them. Leadership in its simplest form is choice and consistency. You decide, you communicate, you keep your word, and you leave when respect leaves. Reminded his students, no man is free who is not master of himself. A man with edge proves mastery of himself. He does not perform maturity, he lives it. That is why an experienced woman finds him rare, and why his presence feels safe yet exciting. Say it with me. I keep my edge. Beauty does not stay for comfort. Comfort is safe, predictable, and warm, but it rarely ignites desire. What beauty responds to is strength. It's not volume, not bravado, not control, but calm leadership and consistent standards. Strength is a frame. That gives shape to time and plans. It says, here is where we are going, here is how. That clarity allows beauty to relax. Without it, she must create the frame herself, and that responsibility kills polarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Strong thoughts create strong actions, and those actions create rhythm. Strength is rhythm. Think of maturity. When it shows up as comfort, it feels parental and dull. When it shows up as strength, it becomes magnetic. Beauty does not want another caretaker. She wants a man who can hold a direction with calm. Conviction, Seneca reminded us. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Comfort fuels endless imagination and anxiety. Strength cuts through it with decisions. Clarity is proof of strength. You speak intentions early. You refuse. Secrecy. You do not buy closeness with gifts. You protect sleep, work, training, and money. You keep promises and walk away when respect disappears. This is not harsh. It's clean. It communicates weight. Beauty feels that gravity and calibrates around it. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. If you enter as comfort, you will be used as a cushion. If you enter as strength, you will be met as a counterpart. Strength is not stubbornness. Stubbornness is fear and armor. Strength is flexibility, with a spine listening fully, adjusting when reality requires, yet never trading standards for. Approval. Intensity is another trap. Excites, but it burns out. Strength sustains. Intensity is fireworks. Strength is fire that lasts. Beauty desires strength she can trust, not excitement she must manage. When strength leads, polarity survives. Comfort fades. Say it with me. I value strength. Shame is the silent poison in age gap relationships. It doesn't attack the body, it attacks the frame. Friends joke, family judges, society whispers. If you're unprepared, you start performing. You explain, you hide, you overgive. And with every move, polarity dies. The solution is not silencing the world, it is becoming immune to it. You shame-proof your frame. Frame is not a speech. It's how you live when no one is watching. Your sleep, your money, your health, your mission. When your frame is strong, outside opinions feel like whether you notice them and keep moving. When your frame is weak, judgment feels like a verdict, and you collapse. Patrick, 51, a contractor, dated Serena, 32, a hospitality manager. He never hit her, but he never paraded her either. He stayed on mission, kept his schedule, and led without noise. When colleagues mocked him, he smiled and shifted the subject. That confidence created safety. Compare this with Caleb, 36, who dated Diane, 47. When her sister doubted him, he tried to prove himself with gifts and texts. His frame collapsed, and attraction died. The difference was not agit, was alignment with purpose. Secrecy is fuel for shame. Privacy is healthy. Secrecy is not. One protects intimacy from gossip. The other hides because of guilt. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Shame lives in imagination. Alignment destroys it. Speak your intentions. Set boundaries early. Guard your money, your sleep, your training. A tired man becomes apologetic, and apologetic men perform. Performance always reads weak. Prepare for public friction before it comes. Decide who you are and how you'll respond. And when a comment lands, use brevity. When stares come, stay present. She watches your micro-choices more than your speeches. If you hold frame under petty pressure, she knows you can hold it under real storms. Epictetus reminded us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom is alignment. The more you align, the less you explain. And the less you explain, the more your presence speaks for you. Presence cuts gossip down to size. Every time. Say it with me. I reject shame. Pain disguised as passion is expensive.
No.
Too many men rush into age gap romance as a way to medicate old wounds, abandonment, shame, regret. The chemistry feels intoxicating at first, but it never lasts. Romance can support healing, but it cannot replace it. If the relationship becomes your painkiller, you stop leading and start depending. The signs are easy to spot. Over-promising on the first dates, rushing exclusivity, flooding her with gifts, or hiding the connection out of fear of judgment. These are not signs of desire. They are signs of self-anesthesia. And nothing kills. Attraction faster than neediness. Marcus Aurelius said, "The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." If your thoughts are desperate, your energy will betray you. The Stoic path is different. Sit with the urge instead of obeying it. Feel the discomfort, name the belief behind it, and act in a way that preserves your standards. Seneca reminded us, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most pain is not the present moment. It is the story we attach to it. Break the story. Choose action that strengthens, not weakens. Do an audit. What do you want from the relationship? That has nothing to do with her? Peace, direction, self-respect, purpose. If you cannot source these in your daily life, an age gap will magnify the deficit. Build your pillars first. Protect your health, your finances, your training, your friendships. Keep promises to yourself. Only then can romance enhance instead of conceal. Patrick, a man I coached, once admitted he treated a new relationship as a cure for loneliness. At first, it felt like salvation, but soon the pressure drained him. When he rebuilt his frame, sleep, mission, discipline, the relationship transformed. No longer his medicine, it became a partnership. Epictetus taught people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. The urge to medicate wounds is not the relationship, it is the judgment we attach to it. Change the judgment and you change the dynamic. When you stop using romance as anesthesia, you finally meet as equals. Desire gets cleaner, passion becomes sustainable, and you stop burning through chemistry like fuel. Say it with me. I heal first. In every age gap relationship, there is an invisible presence, time. Desire may ignore age for a while, but time never does. If you don't respect it, time taxes the relationship in ways chemistry cannot pay. Careers shift, bodies change, family plans appear or fade. When timelines clash, passion turns into debt. The fix is not more romance, but clarity. Talk openly about goals, location, children, health, and money. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In relationships, waste no time pretending, face reality with courage. Logan, 52, and Jenna, 31, aligned because they respected time. They set a 12-month window to confirm marriage and parenting goals and agreed on savings targets. Their clarity reduced pressure and preserved chemistry. On the other hand, Monique, 48, wanted peace and travel, while Ryan, 36, chased night shifts and adrenaline. Their attraction was real, but their timelines diverged. By acknowledging it, they kept respect without resentment. Time made the decision cleaner than emotion ever could. The Stoics remind us that time exposes everything sloppy. Secrecy steals. Time in cover stories. People-pleasing wastes time on performances. Overgiving drains time from purpose. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." In love, wasted time is the greatest cost. Treat time like capital. Budget it weekly. Protect your sleep, your work, your training. Put both dates and discipline on the same calendar. Move at the slowest pace that still feels alive. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. When you own your pace, you stop sending mixed signals, and her nervous system relaxes. Plan for storms as well as sunshine. Illness, layoffs, aging parents, decide roles and boundaries before crisis comes. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." A man who respects time acts in ways his future self will thank him for. That is how desire survives the calendar. Say it with me. I respect time. Passion without boundaries burns hot and then burns everything. Attraction can survive opinions and age gaps, but it cannot survive chaos. Boundaries make passion safe. They create the frame that allows desire to breathe. Without them, secrecy and resentment grow. With them, polarity thrives. Time is the first boundary. If you treat time casually, the relationship will treat you the same. Put work blocks and date blocks on the same calendar. Keep your commitments. Move at the slowest pace that still feels alive. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Marcus Aurelius advised, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Boundaries turn this wisdom into action. Money is the next boundary. Overspending to look generous is just fear in disguise. Pay for what you truly enjoy, not for approval. Invest only when reciprocity is clear. Financial clarity builds respect, not dependence. Privacy is healthy. Secrecy is not. Privacy protects intimacy from gossip. Secrecy hides because of shame. One builds trust, the other destroys it. Speak intentions openly. Refuse to play in the shadows. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Courage to be clear is what keeps attraction alive. Emotional boundaries matter most. You can hold space without becoming her therapist. You can open up without oversharing wounds that are unhealed. You can love without abandoning your standards. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery is the foundation of boundaries. Tests will come late, cancellation, sharp words, even silence. Boundaries give you one response. Do not punish, do not plead. Reset with calm clarity. If respect returns, continue. If not, walk away clean. That is not cold, it is honest. The paradox is this: the tighter the frame, the freer the passion inside it. When she trusts your no, your yes becomes magnetic. Boundaries are not walls that block love. They are doors that keep the right kind of fire in. Say it with me. I guard boundaries. In age gap dynamics, promises are cheap, motives are expensive. Anyone can speak of loyalty or future plans, but only behavior reveals truth. If you want to protect attraction, stop grading speeches, start filtering motives. By watching. Actions under pressure. Words float, but motives leak through behavior. When you set standards, guard your time, money, and energy. Watch who stays. Marcus Aurelius said, "You should not give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they do not care at all." In the same way, do not let words sway you, let actions speak. Robert, 54, dated Kayla, 33. She loved his decisiveness, but pushed for luxury weekends and secrecy.
Ow.
When he declined a last-minute trip to protect work, her warmth faded. That was her motive revealed, not evil, just misaligned. He exited clean. On the other side, Ethan, 36, dated Natalie, 46. She asked for privacy, but Ethan held his standards, planned dates. No secrecy, no chasing. Her respect grew because her motive was connection, not concealment. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Standards reveal alignment. Someone values your presence, they move toward you, even when there's nothing to gain but time together. If they are drawn to perks, they retreat when benefits pause. Reciprocity is another filter. Who initiates? Who adjusts? Who repairs after conflict? Equal doesn't mean 50/50ths every day. Means responsive exchange over time. When energy flows one way, motives are already clear. Seneca said, "Fidelity purchased with money may be overcome by money." True motives cannot be bought. They are proven in consistency. Do not fall into paranoia. You're filtering, not prosecuting. Keep warmth, keep humor, but hold your rhythm. Misaligned motives will self-select out. The right ones won't need coaching. They'll match your standards without pressure. Remember, promises are theater, motives are gravity. Let behavior write the story and read it without flinching. Say it with me. I choose clarity. Truth is the oxygen of attraction. Lies may buy a weekend, but only truth sustains desire. In age gap dynamics, the stakes are higher. Biology pulls, society judges, fantasy tempts. If you want fire without fallout, choose truth first. Start with motives. Are you seeking vitality, escape, control, or genuine connection? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When you name your real hunger, you stop disguising it as romance. Desire survives honesty. Hidden fees of lies destroy it. Truth also means facing costs. Every choice carries a bill: time, money, reputation, energy. Pretend the cost is small, and resentment will collect it later with interest. Accept it now, and you can decide whether to pay together or walk away clean. Seneca said, "All cruelty springs from weakness." Hiding the truth is weakness. Clarity is strength. It's at a rhythm rooted in truth. Fast feels thrilling, but it hides mismatches. Slow is not cold. Slow is precise. When cadence is clear, her nervous system relaxes. Privacy is healthy, but secrecy rots. If you need shadows to feel powerful, you are not ready to lead. Bring the relationship into daylight at a pace that respects both lives. Let people talk. Your conduct will be your press release. Epictetus reminded us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." truth sharpens boundaries. You can be generous without buying affection, affectionate without abandoning standards, open without becoming a therapist. And when endings come, truth keeps them clean. You do not punish, plead, or perform. You leave with dignity. That memory outlasts words or gifts. Finally, live truth in the small things, keeping promises to yourself, speaking less, demonstrating. More a grounded man is hard to misread. Women trust what they can read. Desire thrives where it can trust. Truth turns boundaries into doors, not fences. It keeps fire alive without burning your life down. Say it with me. I choose truth. When it comes to love, conduct speaks louder than appearances. Age gaps may attract attention, but alignment sustains desire. This is not about louder speeches, but about stronger standards. The Stoics remind us, what matters is not what others say, but how you live. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." Strong thoughts, strong actions, strong presence. In every age gap story, presence outlasts opinion. Youth relaxes around certainty. Experience responds. To edge, beauty respects strength, not comfort. And attraction endures when shame cannot penetrate your frame, Epictetus said. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This is the compass for men who lead themselves instead of performing for others. The temptation is to argue with gossip or silence critics, but that wastes energy. Conduct is your answer. Show discipline in sleep, health, money, and mission. Keep promises. Walk away when respect disappears. Seneca reminded us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Do not waste it on defending what is clear in how you live. Think of endings. Many men drag them out with drama, pleading, punishing, performing. The truth is clean. When timelines clash, or secrecy returns, or respect fades, leave with clarity. That is leadership. It turns even endings into respect, not resentment. A man who can end clean proves he can love clean. This is the final Stoic lesson. Stop chasing tactics, start embodying truth. When you live with alignment, attraction becomes sustainable. You don't need to perform, argue, or hide. Your presence carries weight. Desire trusts what it can read. And conduct, more than words, keeps the fire alive. Say it with me. I live aligned. This is the closing truth. Attraction is not built on tactics, but on clarity. Relationships don't survive because of tricks or charm. They last when conduct is steady, when motives are clean, and when presence is undeniable. Marcus Aurelius said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Truth is the oxygen of desire. Across this journey, we've seen the same lessons repeat. Desire ignores age when you bring presence. Youth softens around certainty. Experience craves edge. Beauty aligns with strength, not comfort. Shame destroys polarity, but alignment protects it. Seneca reminded us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Stop fearing judgment. Live in clarity, and you become immune to noise. Boundaries make passion safe. Motives reveal themselves through actions, not promises. And endings, when done cleanly, leave respect instead of ashes. Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Mastery is the foundation without it, you perform. With it, you lead. Think of it this way. Chemistry burns fast, but alignment sustains. Tricks fade, but discipline endures. When you protect your health, your mission, your sleep, and your values, attraction becomes a natural result. It's not something you chase. Conduct becomes your press release. A presence becomes your proof. This is not about controversy. It is about clarity. When you embody these truths, you no longer need to argue with critics or explain yourself to skeptics. Your life speaks louder. The fire of desire can live in the open, not in shadows. Say it with me. I live with truth.